Hey guys, in this video I want to show you two methods of bonding.
First
Method you might already know is using acetone. It's a good method when you have a flat surface to flat surface. It also, as you can see, adds a little bit shine to the part. Second method is using friction welding, where you use your leftover filament, as you can see here, and weld two irregular shapes, or if you're doing repairs. I saw this method used by another YouTuber named Chuck. See a link right here. Well, for starters, you never want to put an acetone in a plastic cup, because this is what happens. So what you need for the first method is obviously some acetone, preferably in a jar, as you saw what happened in the plastic cup. I'm assuming it's a similar thing would happen in the foam cup, and your part that you're gonna bond. So in this case, I'm doing a little thing from Thingiverse. I'll have a separate video on with the calipers for lining the bed, and I'm gonna bond these two pieces together like this. And then you need some Q-tips, maybe a rag, but in my case Q-tip is sufficient enough. So what you do is you take the Q-tip, you dip it into the acetone and quickly rub it, maybe dip a couple more times, then rub it nicely on the surface. Make sure you have plenty. You could use technically super glue, probably still get the same effect. As you can see, it's getting wet. I'm going to try to do the other side. Probably a rag would work better. That way I don't have to dip multiple times. And then you just place them together like this and let it sit for a few minutes. While this piece is drying, I'm going to try to see if I can peel it off or break it off to see how strong this is. So with some force you can get it off, but as you can see I had a good bonding surface. So of course this is plastic and it can break, but I think it's a pretty good method. For the next method, what you need is a Dremel tool. I got this one really cheap at Harbor Freight a while back, and like I said before, I saw someone else using the same type of drill doing this, and I was like, wow, this is cool. So earlier, like I showed you this piece that I bonded, I also did this socket head. As you can see, I bonded it on the inside, and also I had a crack here, so I was able to repair. For demonstrational purposes, I'm going to use red on white so you can see where I've done. You want to make sure you use the smallest collar, then you put it in, and unscrew it. Make sure it's unscrewed. Put it in all the way, then tighten it as tight as you can by hand. You don't need any tools to tighten it. And then I've noticed you want to trim just about enough like this, because if you leave any more, it's going to wiggle and just going to snap off. So I used about this much when I was experimenting, and then you just go at it. As you can see, start already bonding the sides. Let me continue. So once you run out of filament, you can always, since we put it all the way in, just unscrew and pull more out. About this much, and continue. So as you can see, this is where I started with the red, and you don't have to do different color. I did that just for demonstration purposes. Here's where I did with white, and then here's where I haven't done. So you can see the difference. You can't even tell in some places depending on how well you do. So to wrap up this video, I would say I'm probably going to use both of those methods depending on the application and what I'm doing, whether I'm going to use the drill bit, the Dremel and friction weld or acetone. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Thank you.